What's going on with y'all, man? It's your boy Jay Smooth. Welcome back to another video. Today, man, we got more trip reports for y'all today, bruh. I can't even lie. This dude that been posting the trip reports has been coming out with multiple back-to-back, bruh. And I have been slacking on him, bruh. But today, we're going to be reacting to 16 grams of mushroom trip report, bruh. 16, bro. Keep in mind, an eighth is 3.5, bro. 16 grams? That's insane, bruh. But like I say every time, man, we ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. We just want to jump straight up into it, bruh. Straight up into it. 16 grams is a lot, though, y'all. Like, insane. Oh, it already started a little bit. That, crazy. Like, there's no way you have any, like... You're not here no more, bro. You're not here no more. You will never be here after that. And bro, like the trips, I believe they last like up to like 6 to 8 hours, maybe, just depending how much you take. 16 grams, he might be gone for like 10. Like no cap, bro. They last for so long, just depending how much you take.
A 16-gram mushroom trip report posted to the Shroomers subreddit by Joshua Dude 3 years ago. Disclaimer. This is a fairly large dose and should not be attempted by the ill-prepared.
I thought I heard something.
This last Wednesday, I had the most profound and otherworldly mushroom trip.
It's just me here.
I ate 15.76 grams in total, the largest dose I have ever taken.
Yeah, that's insane.
My last trip had been almost 2 months before. I typically like to space out my trips to the same day once every 3 to 4 months, but for whatever reason, I've been feeling hesitant and hadn't tripped in a long time. I've been reading lately about psychedelic shamanism and the ability for shamans to enter the so-called spirit world and communicate with spirits who share the knowledge. I'm very intrigued by the notion of it and feel as though I've had similar experiences entering this dimension before, but without any comprehension of what was actually happening. I made my usual preparations, set up my notebook, had my bong loaded so that I wouldn't have to do it later. The old ceremonial bowl of shrooms weighed out in front of me as well. All the essentials.
Well, y'all
After I'd
smoked
completely
it? Wait,
consumed the bowl of cube.
you can smoke shrooms? I didn't know that.
I wrote down what I wanted to accomplish for the trip.
Interesting.
What I wanted to take away from it and such. Basically, what I wanted was to communicate with a spirit and acquire information from it to help me in everyday life and aid in my understanding of the universe and myself. I've had trips before where I'd witnessed entire lifetimes of other humans from a period in history way back. But during those
if y'all ain't got your water, bruh, y'all tweaking. Come on, bruh. If you ain't got your water, you tweaking, bruh.
I only felt as if I was a bystander. I was aware of their presence, but I felt at the moment that I could not communicate nor interact with the entities or projections even if I wanted to. Although, I could absolutely feel they were there, even if they only existed in my mind. I thought that maybe if I focused hard enough, with a large dose, I could communicate directly with one of them. Luckily for me, I was not disappointed this time.
Bruh, there's no... Why would he even use the D word, bruh? Disappointment. Like, you took 16 grams. There's no way you're going to be disappointed, bruh. At all.
About an hour before the mushrooms.
At all. Bruh, a disappointment is taking like 2 grams. Just like 2 grams. You know what I'm saying? Like, microdosing. Like, especially if you want to trip, bruh. Like, I would just take them all at once. Don't microdose it. You know what I'm saying? But be mindful. Don't take 16.
Really started to take a hold of me.
Be mindful
right
about
away,
it. I said mindful. Be mindful. Be mindful,
I knew
bruh.
that this one would be a pretty
Be very
intense
mindful.
ride. I usually begin my trips by focusing intently on my breath.
But yeah, man, like
This gives
16
me a
is
good point of focus.
15, well, he
that
said
helps
he
to
took
ease me into
15.
the intensity and sporadic nature of the come up and peak of the trip. My very first visions were of the world falling to shambles because of what seemed like a feud for resources by our world leaders and an increasing pressure on our ecosystem. There were divergent groups of people resorting in a sort of tribalistic animosity. Our population had reached a breaking point, and desperation was rampant among all classes of people. The whole globe was in pain and crying out for help.
Shoot.
It felt as though a dark sickness had been slowly spreading and contaminating the heart of global human consciousness, up until the point of our destruction. But, despite the chaos, something told me that it was alright. It seemed as just a microscopic piece of time and space, and that made nothing matter. I was not scared in the slightest. I knew I could defend my mind from the sickness and corruption that seemed everywhere around me. It was shortly after this that I was teleported to a completely different place mentally. I'm hesitant to say this at the risk of sounding cliche, but it felt as though my mind had completely opened and enveloped me as a whole. My individual consciousness felt separated from my physical self, and I was in what I can only rationally call the fourth dimension. It was a space unlike anything I was previously familiar with. At first, there were no forms other than an endless Fibonacci spiral, and I was soaring through it. I felt the presence of spirits and entities all around me. They existed in each strand and speck of the spiral, and this time, I sensed they were aware of my presence. At this moment,
I know it has nothing to do with, it actually does because it has to do with psychedelics, but I was watching this documentary last night and it said something about like, if you take an ibuprofen, the ibuprofen's gonna work how ibuprofen works no matter what, bruh. But if you take shrooms, it all just depends on the way your thinking is at the time. That's one. What else? Like, I guess you can say like just the type of like, what's the word? Your intentions, another thing. So like the way you think, your intentions, and just like how your body is as a whole, bro. Like it all just depends on how your body is as a whole, how your spirit is, how your energy is. Like it's hella science to the psychedelics, bro. Especially psilocybin.
God, I could know the
all
inner
the same
minds
thing,
and
really.
motivations of any other thing because I was in a dimension where at
But
the time,
man, dude, like
I believed consciousness.
that is crazy to think about, like, bro. Like, so you're saying like, if I were to take shrooms here right now, I'll probably be chilling. But if I go out, like, I'll be like paranoid and shit. Like, just I don't know, bro. Like the way shrooms, like the way they work is just so crazy, bro.
Exist.
So many questions, man. So
Some
many
spirits
questions.
are much bigger and more present than others. Some were absolutely benevolent. and
Like, it really
peaceful,
all
and
just
some
depends
were
on the
greedy,
environment you're in.
selfish, and evil.
The way you're thinking, like
I sensed that these spirits
crazy.
were what pulled the strings behind our regular.
That's why they
perception
say,
of
bro,
reality.
shrooms is not for everybody.
I tried to communicate with some of them like I'd wanted to. However, while they seemed aware of me, they also seemed too busy to stop and give me much attention. By this point, the spiral had subsided, and I was in a dreamlike state. After I'd given up on trying to communicate, I felt my late grandma come to me and stay right next to me in this dark and extremely vague plane of floating geometric shapes and empty space. Not making a physical appearance or saying anything, but I could tell she was with me in this space. Slowly,
dope.
I began to come back to my living room, and I could hear the music again. I was listening to tribal drums and flutes. The music seemed to be felt in the very core of me, and I began to dance. I danced in a circle around my living room coffee table, while the drums beat intensely, and it was truly amazing.
He was feeling good.
At one point during the experience, it felt like I was suspending a giant ball of energy in the center of the room, and that ball was just about to explode with light and spread a giant wave of positive energy throughout my whole house. But unfortunately, it never did.
That's how it feels, though.
After about 3 hours and an intense yet pleasurable vomiting episode,
He took 16. It only lasts for 3 hours. I said 8 to 12. Okay, that's LSD, but damn, bruh. 3 hours, that's
that positive
it?
high energy began to turn into a blissful, relaxed state. For the rest of the night, I smoked a few bowls of marijuana and reflected on friends, family, and recent memories of my life, the trip included. I couldn't believe what had actually happened. Almost 3 days later, I'm still in awe over it. I took a lot from that trip, and I'm very grateful for it. May you all feed the positive spirits that reside in your mind.
See?
Don't let fear, greed, self-loathing, or any other entity of corruption fill the space of your thoughts.
Got you, see?
Spread a message of love and optimism to all those you know and meet. You can be a deployer of positivity in the universe. It was spread out as well as in. Peace to you all, Joshua.
See, that's a good one. That's a good one. He even talks about, like, your intentions, like, fears. That's another thing, bro. Like, if you are if you're just sitting there thinking about your fears, I should say, like, bro, it will override you, bro. Like, anything that you put your mind to, like, there's an emotional connection to it when you're on the shrooms. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the longer you think about it, it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. So if you're thinking about your fear too much, it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. It's not gonna come down. You know, it's not. That's why they say, like, don't let fear, greed, none of that. Just let the trip take you to where it takes you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have good and bad trips. There's no control over it, bro. But like I said, it all just depends. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed that trip report. I know I was probably talking too much this video, but it's all good, man, because you already know I like the psychedelics. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the past few videos I posted out as well. And if you did like this, if y'all did like this video, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, and just support your boy, you know what I mean. But yeah, man, we finna get up out of here.
I ain't gonna say too much cause I ain't trying to go out like what I said. And Baghdad gon' shoot cause he know I'm gon' bind him out of jail. Keep hearing these snitch rumors, shit, ask my Cody who I tell.